नफरत की लाठी तोड़ो, लालच का खंजर फेंको, जिद के पीछे मत दौड़ो, तुम प्रेम के पंछी हो देश प्रेमियों, देश प्रेमियों, आपस में प्रेम करो देश प्रेमियों, मेरे देश प्रेमियों, आपस में प्रेम करो देश प्रेमियों।
It's only the truth that can triumph, and indeed, great truth triumphed on such a day, 15th of August 1947. That's when India got its independence following a national movement led by Indian National Congress. It has actually been a great achievement. And today, as we mark the 70th anniversary of Indian independence, people have gathered at the Embassy of India in the Republic of South Sudan, heads of missions, government officials, and the Indian Army serving here in South Sudan under UNMISS. Wow, it's absolutely amazing. So much excitement. And we're expecting the ambassador of India to South Sudan will be giving a speech. So let's see how it goes.
देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी शान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी शान है तू।
मिटाने से नहीं मिटते, डराने से नहीं डरते, वतन के नाम पे वतन के नाम पे हम सर कटाने से नहीं डरते, मिटाने से नहीं मिटते।
देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी शान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी शान है तू।
हजारों ख्वाब रोशन गए, सुलगती सी निगाहों में, सुलगती सी निगाहों में, कफन हम बांध के निकले हैं आजादी की राहों में, कफन हम बांध के निकले हैं आजादी की राहों में। निशाने पे जो रहते हैं, निशाने से नहीं डरते।
देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी शान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी शान है तू।
हमारी एक मंजिल है हमारा है एक नारा है, धर्म से जात से ज्यादा हमें ये मुल्क प्यारा है। धर्म से जात से ज्यादा हमें ये मुल्क प्यारा है। हम इस पे जिंदगी अपनी लुटाने से नहीं डरते।
देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी शान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी शान है तू।
मिटाने से नहीं मिटते, डराने से नहीं डरते, वतन के नाम पे वतन के नाम पे हम सर कटाने से नहीं डरते।
देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी शान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी शान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी शान है तू, देश मेरे मेरी शान है तू।
National anthem of India first. The national anthem of South Sudan now. Ladies and gentlemen, now I request Ambassador of India, Mr. Sri Kumar Menon, to make his brief remarks.
A very good evening to everyone. Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, Ambassadors, distinguished guests, members of the Indian community, and dear friends of India. Good evening and welcome to our celebration of the 70th anniversary of India's independence. My sincere thanks to each and every one of you for gracing this occasion with your presence. We have an array of distinguished guests representing the cabinet and the government here. The diplomatic corps, the UN mission for South Sudan, UN agencies, NGOs, and our own Indian community members and personnel of the Indian military and police contingent are here. Today, this evening, we have in our midst our guest of honor, Honorable Justice Yen Oral Lam Tut, Minister for Higher Education, Science and Technology. Minister Tut will shortly be visiting India on an official visit at the invitation of our Honorable Minister for Human Resource Development. 70 years ago, on this day in 1947, India achieved independence from British rule after many years of hard struggle. Our nation's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, made that famous Tryst with Destiny speech as he greeted millions of Indians who at the strike of the midnight hour awoke to life and freedom. He exhorted the new citizens of a free India to take the pledge of dedicating themselves to the service of the country, India, its people, and to the still larger cause of humanity. And today, 70 years later, we can rightfully be satisfied in the firm knowledge that we, the people of India, have indeed redeemed that pledge in no small measure, but substantially. India was then blessed with an extraordinary generation of leaders who led their heroic struggle and overcame colonialism to establish the world's largest democracy. They used India's amazing diversity of culture, language, and religions as an asset to build national unity and identity, which has brought us this far. Today is a day that makes us all Indians proud for all that we as a people have achieved in the last 7 decades. There is also in us a feeling of gratitude to our founding fathers who sacrificed so much to help shape the future of our great nation. India now stands tall in the global community of nations. The enduring democratic institutions they established have given us the gift of continuity on the path of progress. Our newly elected president, Mr. Ram Nath Kovind, while addressing the nation on the eve of the celebration yesterday, had this message to convey, and I quote, "Today, the world is looking at India with admiration. Our country is seen as a responsible global citizen, a growing economy, and a solution provider to various international challenges such as climate change, disaster conflicts, humanitarian crisis, radicalism, and terrorism," unquote. We are fast emerging as a global leader in science and technology, innovation, and startups. We are positioning ourselves well to attain a robust growth rate through higher investments in infrastructure, manufacturing, health, education, and science and technology. This growth trajectory in the next 10 to 15 years will help India to achieve the required all-round excellence in economic and social development, leading to the uplift of all sections of the Indian population. Peace is the primary objective for enriching the national consciousness as well as our moral universe. Peace is an essential element for progress and development. It is the foundation of civilization. It is the foundation of the necessity for economic progress. This is also something so very relevant to South Sudan in the present day context, as it is to other countries around the world. The ideals and values exemplified by our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, and remembered even today across the world whenever people gather to honor the legacy of Martin Luther King and to salute Nelson Mandela, Bishop Desmond Tutu, and others who chose the path of non-violence in their struggle for freedom and purposeful social change. These leaders belong to the entire world. They continue to inspire people today in these troubled times with their philosophy of non-violent struggle against injustice through peaceful resolution of differences. They are like a beacon for the people of South Sudan, Africa, and in fact the entire world. For the South Sudanese people distressed by the ongoing conflict, the year 2017 had begun with great promise and a sense of hope. In true Christmas spirit, Honorable President Salva Kiir Mayardit reached out to the people with a message of national reconciliation, an appeal for forgiveness and togetherness. While aiming to set in motion a genuine campaign to address the people's concerns and grievances, we are glad that this initiative is gaining in momentum and impact, and we sincerely hope the desired results will be achieved very soon. We are sure and confident of the capacity of the people of this young nation to grasp this opportunity and accept the challenge. We have strong reasons to be optimistic for peace to prevail in South Sudan. All of us from the international community are genuinely concerned about the long drawn-out conflict and want South Sudan to succeed in its efforts and achieve durable and lasting peace. And I do hope that the members who are representing the international community here do agree with me on this goal. As I have said before at various other forums, the National Reconciliation Initiative is a move in the right direction. The South Sudanese people have to strive and commit themselves to the realization of these efforts. On a very personal note, sometimes during the early morning hours of the morning, when I look out from my room window, it warms my heart to see South Sudanese kids, young boys and girls, walking and prancing their way to school with their playful banter, talking and joyfully shouting to each other with usual childish excitement and cheerfulness. There is joy, hope, and purpose evident in their stride, and this is what gives us hope too. Let us give them the future they deserve. A child is a child of everyone, as the Sudanese proverb says. We desire to bequeath two things to our children. The first one is our family roots. The other one is wings, wings to fly. Peace is costly, but it is worth the effort and the expense. Now coming to our bilateral partnership, ladies and gentlemen, India remains a committed partner of South Sudan in working to diversify our bilateral partnership. High-level contacts at government and business levels have continued, besides follow-up on the high-level interactions that were held on the sidelines of the India-Africa Forum Summit in October 2015 in New Delhi. India's sustainable development projects for South Sudan, which are based on socio-economic priorities and the need for inclusive growth, involves the two main components of capacity building and infrastructure development in key areas of health, education, solar electrification, mining, agriculture, fisheries, food processing, electoral management, and hydrocarbons. Underlying India's continued commitment to support, supplement, and help build South Sudan's capacity, we have over the years extended scholarships to students and organized training programs exclusively for young South Sudanese diplomats, bureaucrats, and professionals at various institutions in India. The future of South Sudan is in their safe hands. These training schemes are aimed at helping to upgrade the South Sudanese government's personnel and human resource capacity, both in terms of quality and numbers. India has played a major role in keeping peace in Africa through its participation in UN peacekeeping operations in the continent, and specifically in South Sudan as part of the UN mission. The Indian military contingent is one among the largest in the mission in South Sudan, providing dynamic and much needed assistance through its medical, veterinary, engineering, signals, and supply units. You must have met our national senior, Brigadier General Brar, who was here at the lineup to welcome you, and I hope you will be able to meet him and talk to him more in detail when time permits. Indian investors like ONGC Videsh Limited and Indian businessmen and entrepreneurs have relentlessly carried on their activities despite challenges, having kept their faith in this young country to build a new South Sudan. There is also a great deal of goodwill for India among the South Sudanese people. I would like to congratulate the Indian community here in South Sudan, many of whom who are present here, the community which has made great contributions, braving difficult and critical times, working with the South Sudanese friends to help in developing this new nation. And to conclude, let me add that in solidarity to the people of South Sudan and in the quest for greater peace and prosperity, India stands ready to continue to share its development experience and to extend all possible assistance. I am confident that our bilateral cooperation will grow from strength to strength in the coming days for the mutual benefit of our two peoples. Excellencies, I'm sure with your support and of your government, we will continue to work towards strengthening and widening different dimensions of our bilateral relationship in the years to come. Thank you, and God bless South Sudan. God bless India. Oye Janub South Sudan. Jai Hind. Thank you.
I would like to congratulate the government and the people of India for their celebration of the 70th anniversary of their independence. India and South Sudan have developed friendship since we attained our independence in July 2011. However, the historical bilateral relation between the two sister countries was as early as 1975, when His Excellency Ali Ahmed, President of India, visited South Sudan and addressed the Regional People's Assembly in Juba, of which availed himself to conclude that the people of South Sudan had deeper respect for India. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, India has then remained neutral during our civil war for the liberation of our people. Many developmental activities have been implemented by the government of India in South Sudan, and as such, the two countries continue to cooperate and solidify bilateral relations. It is significant also to note that India Embassy was amongst those embassies which were established first in Juba and rendered uninhabitable support and acknowledgement to the independence of the people of South Sudan. It has prompted them to take lead in initiating important developmental projects. Therefore, I would like to thank the people and the government of India for its continuous commitment by providing short-term and long-term trainings for South Sudanese in different sectors in form of scholarship under ICCR and ITEC. As part of capacity building, initiative, many South Sudanese students are currently undergoing studies at different higher learning institutions in India. As you may all know, human beings are valuable assets. Thus, training provides better understanding, performance, and self-reliance. As earlier mentioned, South Sudanese students who are currently studying in India will be first ambassadors of India, and indeed significant asset for the people of South Sudan. Indian business community remain freely investing in many parts of South Sudan, and our government is still committed to provide all necessary support and protection. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as our country moving forward, the leadership has taken the philosophy of Gandhi of truth, nonviolence, simplicity, and faithful. That matters must not be resolved by violence, but through peaceful means. Therefore, His Excellency the President, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, has declared unilateral ceasefire, and also came about the idea of national dialogue, which may resolve all outstanding issues and brings a lasting peace and coexisting in the Republic of South Sudan. I, however, would like to humbly request His Excellency the Ambassador of India to communicate to the Indian investors to continue coming and investing in the Republic of South Sudan, as well as appeal to your government to support the national dialogue with no hesitation. As your Excellencies may be aware, South Sudan is undergoing generally difficult humanitarian hardship and hunger. I am friendly, therefore, strongly urging your governments and especially the people of India with all means possible. I am confident that the expected visit of the Ministry of Higher Education, Science and Technology team to India in near future will be a new era in our history and will enhance and cement our bilateral ties in the field of higher education. May God bless the people and the government of India. May God bless the people of South Sudan, and thank you for your attention.
I'm Deepmala Mehla, Country Director for the International Aid Agency Mercy Corps. Wishing a very happy Independence Day to everybody. I'm right now in the on the Independence Day, I'm in the Indian Embassy in Juba. It's a fantastic celebration. I feel so proud to be here. I would say, me as a humanitarian worker, I feel immensely assured with the presence of the Indian Embassy here. It feels we have a home. It feels I have people who care for me, and it feels that there is a place where we can go when we need something. I remember last year in July when there was high insecurity in Juba, Indian Embassy performed phenomenally. Thank you so much for all the support which we get from the Embassy. A very happy Independence Day to all. Thank you.
It is with great honor and pride that we are here to celebrate the 70 celebrations of independence of India in South Sudan. And it's an honor for us that we have been able to celebrate it with all our friends and all the diplomats from all countries. And I am the National Senior in the UNMISS, Brigadier General Brar. It is a singular honor for me to also be present here along with my colleagues. And that is so important because we are the largest contingent in South Sudan in UNMISS, the Indian contingent. So we are contributing a lot to South Sudan in ensuring that peace remains. So we are happy that we are able to celebrate it with the people of South Sudan, with the government officials, with the international community, and with the other NGOs and humanitarians who have turned out in very large numbers for our Independence Day. It gives us great pride and honor that they respect the Indian values. And as the South Sudanese chief guest said, our country is helping build capability in South Sudan. And all along the conflict, India has always remained neutral. And likewise, we as UN are absolutely going in that direction. And we have also earned a very good name. So we are all happy, and we are all happy to be here. और हमको बहुत खुशी है, अभी मैं हिंदी में बोलूँगा कि हमारा ये 17वां जो इंडिपेंडेंस डे है हम यहाँ सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं, और इस सेलिब्रेशन में सारे साउथ सुदान के लोग भी शामिल हैं। थैंक यू वेरी मच। जय हिंद।
Jai Hind, and good evening to all my South Sudanese friends, and heartiest congratulations to India on its 70th independence celebrations. It's a matter of great honor and pride to be in a country, the newest nation in the world, and India is supporting in every possible way. And we take this opportunity that India, as it believes in brotherhood and camaraderie and being together, that should be instilled into the human beings, and it should be valued as the main point or the main. I also take this opportunity to thank the Indian Embassy for having collected everyone to make this occasion one of its own, a great rejoicing and great celebration, far away from home, to be in South Sudan and to celebrate this function. Jai Hind.
On behalf of ONGC Videsh, I congratulate all the Indians who are present here and other parts of our country and other parts of our world also. A very happy Independence Day. Once again, I thank you and congratulating to all of you. Thank you very much.
Today we are happy to share with the Indian Embassy in the Republic of South Sudan the 70th anniversary of its independence. Definitely we want to tell them first congratulations for the 70th anniversary, and we want to wish them all the best, the government and the people of India. I once more congratulate India and encourage the relationship, and definitely our children who are studying in India will come back with a lot of knowledge that they will share in our country and will help to develop our country. We also partake in the issue of peace, the presence of the UNMISS mission, the Indian mission in South Sudan, and the much they have contributed also in our country. So all this put together once more, I want to say congratulations India for your 7th independence anniversary, and we wish the two governments and two countries and two peoples a lot of good luck, and we definitely wish them long life and peace and stability, and also shared development in all our countries.
I'm Kiya Masahiko, Japanese ambassador to South Sudan. Congratulations for the 70th anniversary of Indian independence. And I'm very glad to be invited to this very commemorative occasion. I'm representing Japan here in South Sudan, and I see so many good things taking place between South Sudan and India. India's contribution is enormous. I myself am visiting an Indian supermarket every weekend, and so the Indian presence, the community is indispensable for my daily life at least, but I think for the life of so many expatriates as well as South Sudanese. So business is quite important. Japan is doing a lot for infrastructure and some social services, and we are supporting the police. But India is coming in a very big way, supporting the armies. I was told that India's contribution is the biggest among all the countries in the world to the United UN peacekeeping forces. So I commend India's role in South Sudan and in the world. And I look forward to working with India to somehow contribute to global peace and prosperity.
My name is Molly Fee, and I'm the Ambassador of the United States of America to the Republic of South Sudan, and it is my honor today to wish the people of India a happy National Day. As a democracy, we recognize India's great democracy and great example in the world, and we hope you can share some of your lessons, particularly in development, with the country of South Sudan to help South Sudan move forward and begin to achieve some of the tremendous goals India has achieved. So congratulations on this happy occasion.
Thank you very much. On this occasion, I would like to congratulate the government and people of India on this occasion of the celebration of their 70th anniversary as an independent country. I know as for us, South Sudan, we always celebrate the same because of the happiness of getting freedom and self-rule. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the ambassador and the Indian community in Juba for organizing this event and for inviting us. We also thank them for the good relationship that India has with South Sudan, which started even before our independence, because I remember during the CPA period, India was already giving a lot of support to South Sudan, the government of Southern Sudan, in terms of scholarships for short courses in different fields, and our people benefited a lot from it in terms of capacity building. Again, also they have continued by establishing an embassy in South Sudan after its independence, and they have continued to offer scholarship to the people of South Sudan. This is a huge contribution to the development of our new nation.
Good evening, and I greet you all in this evening. I would like to have this opportunity on behalf of my colleagues in the Indian Embassy, especially the local staff. I want to say happy independence. I want to thank Government of India for today, and since we've been working together in the embassy since 2007, I want to thank Indian government for being helping us. We are working as a family together. I could not find any difficulty during the period I'm working. I thank Indian government, especially the Indian embassy in Juba.
What a marvelous day. What a wonderful celebration. Nothing like freedom. Nothing like the sense of freedom, which is absolutely priceless. We have seen how the Indian community have celebrated its 70th anniversary here in the Embassy of India in the Republic of South Sudan. And as India is known for its diversity, it was clear how there's beauty in diversity, and indeed there's unity in diversity. Happy Independence Day, India 360.